The Washington, D.C. plane crash. What really happened? A devastating tragedy struck the skies over Washington, D.C. when an American Airlines jet and a Black Hawk helicopter collided mid-air near Ronald Reagan National Airport. This shocking disaster has left the nation searching for answers. Could this have been prevented? What went wrong? In today's deep dive, we analyze the incident, expert opinions, and the potential changes this event might bring to aviation safety. January 30th, 2025. Just past noon, an American Eagle regional jetliner, flight number 5342, carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members, was making its final approach to Reagan National Airport. Meanwhile, a U.S. Army Sikorsky H-60 Black Hawk helicopter, on a routine training mission, was in the same airspace. Suddenly, disaster struck. The two aircraft collided in midair and plummeted into the Potomac River. There were no survivors. Eyewitnesses described the horrifying moment. Some saw the helicopter flying lower than usual. Others saw a sudden flash followed by a deafening explosion. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but by the time they arrived, it was clear that the operation had shifted from rescue to recovery. As of Thursday evening, 40 bodies had been recovered, with more expected to be found in the coming days. Aviation experts are now piecing together the events leading up to the crash. Investigators are exploring several key factors: air traffic control errors, were both aircraft mistakenly cleared into the same airspace? Civilian-military coordination gaps. Was there a breakdown in communication between military and civilian aviation authorities? Technical failures. Did onboard collision avoidance systems fail or malfunction? Environmental factors. While weather was reported as clear, could turbulence or unexpected obstacles have contributed? Despite modern safety technologies such as the traffic collision avoidance system, something went terribly wrong. The National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration have launched a full-scale investigation. Search efforts have been challenging, with rough conditions making recovery slow and dangerous. Divers have accessed parts of the aircraft wreckage, retrieving flight data and cockpit voice recorders, the so-called black boxes. Debris, human remains, and personal belongings have been washing up along the Virginia side of the Potomac River. The helicopter remains largely intact but is upside down in shallow water. Meanwhile, the jetliner broke apart on impact, with sections of the fuselage resting in 5 to 8 feet of water. Luggage, wreckage, and other items continue to be retrieved as teams work around the clock to complete the search and recovery mission. Among the victims were elite figure skaters from Russia and the United States, including members of the Skating Club of Boston. Athletes Jenna Han and Spencer Lane, along with their mothers and renowned coaches Vadim Naumov and Evgenia Shishkova, were aboard the flight, returning from the National Development Camp in Wichita. Also lost was Azra Hussein Raza, a young consultant who had recently relocated to Washington, D.C. for work. Several members of the Steamfitters United Association Local 602, a labor union based in Maryland, were also among the passengers. The helicopter's crew chief, Ryan O'Hara, was identified as one of the victims. A husband and father to a 1-year-old son, O'Hara was described by colleagues as a dedicated soldier and loving family man. President Trump addressed the nation, confirming there were no survivors and expressing condolences to the families affected. He assured the public that an investigation was underway and hinted that authorities already had preliminary theories about the cause of the crash. The president also announced the appointment of Christopher Rocheleau as the new acting commissioner of the FAA, signaling an urgent push for reform. Meanwhile, newly confirmed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth stated that the Pentagon is actively monitoring the situation and ready to assist as needed. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall described the event as a national nightmare, offering prayers for the victims' families. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine acknowledged the many unanswered questions surrounding the tragedy, while Alexandria Mayor Elia Gaskins assured the public that local emergency services were fully engaged in the response efforts. This is the first significant commercial aviation disaster in the U.S. since February 2009, when a Continental Airlines flight crashed near Buffalo, New York, killing 49 people. The last major American Airlines crash occurred in 2001, when Flight 587 crashed in New York City shortly after takeoff, killing 265 people. As investigators sift through the wreckage and analyze the flight data recorders, experts predict that this crash could lead to sweeping changes in aviation safety, including enhanced civilian-military coordination, stricter communication protocols to prevent conflicts in shared airspace, upgraded collision avoidance systems, improved technology to detect and prevent mid-air collisions, revised airspace management policies, potential changes to flight paths near congested airports like Reagan National, Speculation and theories continue to swirl, with some suggesting potential technical failures or even cyber interference. However, officials urge patience, emphasizing that the full investigation could take months before definitive conclusions are reached. This tragic event serves as a stark reminder of the risks in our skies, even in an era of advanced aviation technology. As we wait for answers, one thing is clear. This accident will leave a lasting impact on air travel policies and safety regulations worldwide. We will continue to follow this developing story and provide updates as new information emerges. If you found this analysis informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth reports. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.